What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And since we are still amidst the spooky season, the greatest season of all time, god damn, I love the fall. I really do. Anything from, say, September to just after Thanksgiving, that's my time frame. That's when I feel the best. That's when I'm alive, if you will. But since we've already been to SCREAMFEST, I thought it would be fun to do a tier list, a ranking, if you will. I'm not going to rank them one at a time. I mean, we're going to tier them instead of ranking. I gotta learn to not use those words interchangeably. But either way, you get the point. You get the point. So, before I do go into this, if you're from SCREAMFEST and you're watching this, anything I say here, please take it with a grain of salt. Everybody who was actually there working and doing their monster thing, they were all amazing. I did not come across one single bum. Everybody looked like they were having such a good time. And they actually did something this year that I've never seen them do before, but then again, I've never had a little kid with me. And the whole, fist bump. Fist bumping the kid, and really great job with the kids that are a little more frightened. And I appreciate each and every one of you who were there. And I think a lot of the negatives I'm going to talk about is a result of maybe not enough staffing. Hey, since I've already been to SCREAMFEST, fuck it. Let me come up there. I'll scare the hell out of everybody. I got my own costume here. It's pretty rad. But regardless, I thought we would rank all the haunts that we experienced. And I hope anyone from there doesn't take this as as a negativity towards them, because everyone there just did. I mean, just the sets alone. I appreciate the work that goes into something like this, and that includes everybody and everything involved, from the dude cleaning up after everybody to whoever's in charge of all of it. So we're going to talk about the first two we went through. By the way, this is in order in which we experienced them. Facility 235? Let me put my damn glasses on. 235 and The Breach. They have a vibe. I'm going to say these two are the weakest of the bunch. I'm just going to kind of rate them together. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I felt like I didn't experience two separate things. I know there was two separate kind of themes, but I don't recall feeling or seeing a clear separation between the two. I do know the Breach one. I think you go through the convenience store and all that crap. I think that's where that one starts. It used to be, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, you'd go through the first one, which was the culling over there at the time. I'm so upset they got rid of that one. That one was awesome, but I get it. We got to refresh. We got to refresh every now and again. And then there would be an open area that you would go through, and then you'd go into the next one, which I think was Facility 235 or The Breach. I can't remember which one was which. We're going back a couple of years now. And there was a clear separation, and of course a clear theme change. And I don't recall, and maybe because I was just overthinking a lot of it, because I had the kid with me. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's 16, but she's not. She loved it. Go back to the video. She after this one, she just felt so proud of herself. It was a little bit lacking in scare actors. Some of the sets, they looked amazing, and other parts were just kind of, it just didn't feel like these two were ready yet. I don't know. I walked through them, and I was a little disappointed. Everybody that was in there, again, you guys did awesome. You guys got me while still not scaring the kid. You got the misses and everybody. Loved it, loved it, loved it. But unfortunately, these two haunts, I'm going to put right here. And maybe as the season goes, they get better. I like there's a droning sound that goes through most of it. I can't remember which one it is or if it just carries over. But it really does help set the mood. I mean, the atmosphere is fun. It's great. But the haunt itself, it was just like I was walking through it while, employees are getting ready, Again, it might be because we were so early in the year. So we're going to go next with Pinecrest Sanitarium. And I've been very vocal about how much I dislike the fact that they got rid of the hotel theme. I thought that just worked better. I don't know. It looked awesome. It had that vibe of an old school haunted attraction. And it still kind of does as a sanitarium, But they got rid of that warm feeling of, say, a hotel from the, probably the Wild West days, the late 1800s. I liked it better, but I can see where like a modern audience would see that and be like, "Oh, this is cheesy." Whereas to me, it's nostalgic. That's the kind of haunt I prefer. But it is what it is. But as the Pinecrest, whatever it is, sanitarium, I think they did a really good job. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it in B, and I'll explain why in a few minutes. The scenes themselves were really great. The scare actors, some of them were locked down to certain scenes, and I'm sure they rotate and everything. I think that one was very well organized and fully operational. And it was fun. It got my daughter a little bit more than the other two. And again, that one just might have been lacking human power, It got her a little bit, but she still felt brave afterwards. It was the perfect blend of the sets and the actors, the talent coming together and making a really fun experience. It didn't blow me away or anything, but it was good enough to get a solid B. Carnivus 2. This one is bittersweet. And Canobie Lake employees and or management, perk up your ears. Listen up. My other channel, The Atari Creep, I had done a video 4 or 5 years ago talking about the video games of my youth at your arcade, not expecting them to even be around, but there were a handful throughout the park, but where that arcade used to be doesn't house a lot of them. It's all the ticket games and stuff like that. So I remembered in Carnivus, or the clown maze as we call it, because we're lazy and we don't learn names, that a lot of those machines were in there. I believe the fire truck game was in there. I know there was a sub hunt style game that was in there, and some of the old carnival rides. The mirror maze that isn't there anymore was in there. So I contacted management, and we were supposed to set up a time for me to come up and actually just go in Carnivus to film a little bit of video. And it just never came to be. And then the pandemic happened. Of course, the phone's going to have to ring. It's probably National Grid. Oh, no, it's from Cohasset. But regardless, I'm not editing this out. Regardless, I was sad to see a lot of that was gone. And I was so bummed out about it. Because I hope it didn't just disappear. I hope it's all in a warehouse somewhere. And I still would really love to capture some of that before it does become crap, before it does get tossed away. I don't recall seeing the mirror maze in there again. Yeah, it really bummed me out. However, the haunt, I think, was out of the ones that are seasonal, the best of the batch. Carnivus 2. Carnivus wasn't one I really enjoyed. I really liked the hotel one, and then going through the carnival one was more fun for looking at my childhood being used as horror props, which I'm okay with 100%, But the haunt itself was your typical clown maze kind of situation. Carnivus 2 stepped it up. I believe it had the greatest sets. I mean, just that one area with the honeycomb, giant killer bees, that was amazing. I like to go into these things to appreciate that kind of stuff, and the enthusiasm of the folks inside there working the thing. But it's more about the sets, and maybe that's why I liked the hotel better, because it had a different aesthetic, and those type of sets are my thing. But I love when it really comes together. And Carnivus blended a whole bunch of different little ideas into one universal theme, a carnival theme, an evil carnival. And it had the perfect blend of atmosphere, really rad set design. The actors were into it and they loved it. I mean, you put clown makeup on some fucking people, excuse me, and they do it. And these folks did it. What a great experience. Thank you to anyone who works Carnivus, both inside, behind the scenes, or what have you. What a fantastic experience Carnivus was. Thank you. Now, if anyone can get me to find out where all that stuff went so I can finally do part 2 of my damn video, hit me up. My email should be down below somewhere. And if it's not, put a link in the thing and I'll come find you. Okay, cargo. Cargo is new to me, and I don't know if it's new to this year. I'm going to assume it is because it was being built where these 2 big water slides used to be. It's kind of sad they're going away. The girls loved them, but they're so far away from the actual water park area now. That's a huge monstrosity. When I was growing up, we would walk into the park and there was this pool just to the left. And then on the other side of the park where cargo was those 2 big water slides. As a matter of fact, if you go back to my SCREAMFEST 2024 video, the very first thing I shot was from the parking lot. I don't know what you would call it, the landing for those slides where you would wait for your turn to go down after walking up all these stairs. Terrifying. Probably the scariest part of all of that was going up those stairs. Scary stuff. But Cargo had a really great theme. And aside from Carnivus 2, I think the themes continued beautifully. I mean, it was all about some kind of creature that was brought back from somewhere. I didn't really read into it too much. But like everywhere were these tentacle monsters, whether they were growing out of the wall, they were growing out of the scare actors, or it was, I mean, it was on the, the entrance title thing, What a great, it wasn't as good as Carnivus. I'm not going to say it was as good as Carnivus. But I am definitely going to put it in B. In fact, I'm going to put it ahead of Pinecrest and in that order specifically. Cargo was really fun. I mean, the person waiting at the queue to let you in had little tentacle things hanging off of them. It really was really rad. And of course, we had the Monster Be Gone for one of the kids. And before we even walked through it, the creepy lady was like, "Monster Be Gone!" Whatever. So whatever was supposed to scare you right when you walked in there didn't really get us. But that was our fault, not theirs. So what a fantastic job. That was a nice surprise for the evening. And last but not least, this was an amazing treat. Why, you say? Because every year I've gone to SCREAMFEST. Mind you, we didn't get to go last year, so I don't know if this is the case or not for last year. But the Mine of Lost Souls has always just been blocked off. And I always thought to myself, why? Everything else is running. Why not? It's not like you needed that space for it. And they used to have one over there called The Village, which had a great theme. But that one was always so lacking in actual scares. It was more sets. And, that's what it is. So, I liked it. Had a corn theme. Maybe I'm really into Children of the Corn, so maybe that's what it is. Something about corn. It's creepy. But we got to experience the Mine of Lost Souls at a Halloween festival kind of thing at SCREAMFEST, which I thought was a wonderful treat. So technically, there are 6 haunted attractions. The Mine of Lost Souls goes right here in Superior because it's the Mine of Flippin' Lost Souls. One more thing I do want to say about facility and breach, and talking about the Village reminded me of this because the Village didn't have a roof. It was just a maze outside. I guess to make you feel like, you're in a village, But those, I believe a lot of it is, open air. You do go inside stuff, and I think that also takes me out of it a little bit. And that might have been the problem, but either way, everybody involved did a fantastic job. Everything looked great. Everything sounded great. It wasn't like there was anyone lacking. There was just some weak spots and some great spots. And, of course, the Mine of Lost Souls being the most amazingest spot that could ever have been the most amazingest. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, thank you always so much for watching. I can't say that enough. Canobie Lake Park, thank you for still being around. Thank you. And thank you for SCREAMFEST. Thank you for everything everyone does. You guys put in such a great effort, and it shows through. It really does. It shows through, and it shines. And even though I had negative things to say, I enjoyed everything I did, including just walking around. And I got one of those skull bubble things. Oh no! Oh, I do have it right here. This was my prize for the night. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish I'd gotten the pumpkin instead, though, because this is more pirate themed. And the pumpkin was orange with a purple handle, and that was more Halloween themed. Oh, well. Que sera, sera. Folks, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for going on this little journey with me, reminiscing about the haunts. All of them were super fun. And wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. Take care. Keep it real. And bye-bye.